Madam Mayor,
welcome to the people's house.
Hurricane Katrina, were you thinking that this could be as impactful as it ended up being?
I literally had just been promoted to be the morning anchor. I never imagined, though, that it would be this.
A lot of people think football players work hard. I never worked 18 hours.
I looked rough at the end of the 18 hours. We just kept trying to just get people as much information as possible. New Orleans isn't a city that needs to survive, it needs to thrive.
What about something that you hope to get done soon?
The things that have been broken for too long, like our roads are terrible.
What makes New Orleans the best city to host the Super Bowl?
Well, first of all, we're just the best city all around.
We should be the permanent city.
Oh, I think that'd be great. Look, you probably got more connections than I do. Let me know what we need to do. Great to see you. You've been all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm
good. What's up? Good to see you. Where y'all want me?
Right
here? Okay, perfect.
Madam Mayor, thank you so much for allowing us to come sit with you today. We really do appreciate it.
Be with you all. Welcome to the people's house.
Yeah,
all right, City Hall, the people's house. All right.
So look, let's get into it, right? Hurricane Katrina made landfall in New Orleans on August 29th, 2005. The days leading up to it hitting us, what were your thoughts? Were you thinking that this was could be as impactful as it ended up being?
You know, it happened so quick. And so when I was at Channel 6 at the time, WDSU, I literally had just been promoted to be the morning anchor just a few months before Hurricane Katrina, okay? So as the storm was approaching, we didn't know where it was going to go. And it just happened super fast. And next thing I know, we're being called in, and I've got Margaret Orr, who is, of course, a real famous weathercaster here, who is in complete panic, right? And then next thing we knew, it was major preparations were being made about what to do. And they decided that, the main anchor team, which was at the time Norman Robinson, the icon, right? Norman Robinson, Chris Fairbairn, Dan Milham, that they were going to go off to Jackson, Mississippi and broadcast. And that the morning crew would stay behind and we would broadcast until we would eventually be knocked off the air with a series of reporters here. And I remember at the time having conversations with my co-anchor, and he was like, this looks like it could be really scary. And I'm like, yeah, but we got a job to do. We got to be here. We got a job to do. That's just how I always felt. I never imagined, though, that it would be this. I mean, I'd covered hurricanes before. I would be sent across the country to cover hurricanes and report for other stations. But when it happened, we were on the air for hours and hours and eventually knocked off the air, ended up at the Hilton Hotel, and that was chaos over there because they had the pool explode and everybody evacuated out of the buildings and everything. But right afterwards, we come out and, we're walking downtown, and don't get me wrong, there was damage, right? But the water hadn't arrived yet. So we were like, okay, we got some stuff to clean up. It wasn't until later that all of a sudden there was water on Canal Street. It's why is there water on Canal Street? What's going on in our city? And then, how the rest of the story goes. Yeah.
Yeah, when the storm made landfall and things obviously became serious, how did the newsroom and the journalistic approach change?
Well, I mean, at the time, we were really just going with the punches. And once again, it's we just didn't know how bad it was really going to be. I mean, it was scary. I mean, that storm, when you would look at it on radar, as you probably recall, it took up the entire Gulf. And it had this tight little eye to it. So we knew that it was incredibly powerful. Always kept worrying that it would come up the mouth of the Mississippi, and that would be a really horrible scenario for us. And so, for us, we just kept trying to just get people as much information as possible and hoping that people were in a safe location, away from the city or at a safe location. Yeah.
Now, I mentioned it in the intro, but you at one point, a lot of people think football players work hard. I never worked 18 hours. So I'm wondering,
Well, yeah, I mean, it was when we started to report on air, and obviously the other team was heading to Jackson. There really wasn't anybody to relieve us. There wasn't like a backup person. So we went on air, and ordinarily you may be on for continuing coverage for quite some time, but we just stayed on the whole time. And look, I looked rough at the end of the 18 hours. I mean, it's like I looked rough, and needed sleep and everything. And so I remember actually when I went back to the hotel, we only had 2 rooms for like 10 employees, right? And so everybody was like sleeping on the floor, like everything, right? Mm-hmm. And it was 2 connecting rooms. So everybody's like all together. And I remember in the middle of the night, our other weatherman, Dan Thomas, was like, guys, we got to get out of here. The windows are going to blow. The alarms are going off. And I was so tired. I was like, just let me sleep. Please just let me sleep. I'm so tired. And he's like, Helena, you have to go downstairs. I'm like, okay. Got up, went downstairs. And really at that time, we also had to help people go down the stairs with like their elderly parents and things like that, because the elevators had stopped working, and there was water all over the stairs. And it was a pretty scary situation over there as well. The good news is that there happened to be a medical convention at the Hilton. So people who may have been having different types of medical emergencies, there were many doctors who were actually there to help.
Like, yeah, that's a blessing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So are there any particular stories that still stick out to you that you remember to this day?
Oh my gosh, countless. I mean, countless from the storm, and and us not being able to find certain people, to the aftermath, to just seeing what was happening to our city, to then just like the losses of what we had to deal with. I mean, everybody dealt with losses, we lost our pets and things like that, which was hard, but not anything compared to like losing a person.
Yes.
But still, everybody dealt with these losses. Countless. And Katrina memories aren't just from that moment or the weeks after. Katrina memories are the years of recovery that are part of those memories too, of like how hard it really was to build back, to come back. Remember all the refrigerators we had to clean. Remember that smell. Remember how dark the city was. Like all of those things are still ingrained in my mind. In fact, we had a power outage in the French Quarter around the Essence Fest. And I remember walking at night in the French Quarter and thinking, it's like, oh my gosh, this is how, I remember how dark it was, how dark the French Quarter was, for quite some time. But anyway, so those memories are just ingrained in my mind, but it's years worth of Katrina related memories. Yeah.
On a personal level, the things that happened, what you experienced during that time, was that sort of like the push start button for you as far as like wanting to lead the community, wanting to get in the community, wanting to serve this community?
So all I ever wanted to do and be when I was growing up is to be a news reporter. That's all I ever wanted to do and be. Like in high school, like I idolized all the TV news reporters. I knew all of them. I mean, that's like all that I ever wanted to be. And so then I achieved that dream young age of maybe 23, 24 years old, and was in this city reporting and anchoring, and I'd achieved all that. And I thought I was done. I was good. So here comes Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina, it changed my life, just like it changed many lives throughout our city and in our region. And it was during that time when I felt like reporters and journalists had a much bigger role. And it was about making sure that people had the right information so that they could come home, and then holding those in power accountable to make sure that our city got rebuilt, that New Orleans was not going to be erased. And so all of a sudden, when we started to go back to kind of the normal news like we were used to before Katrina, I was like, wait, I can't just go back to that now. Like, I feel like I have to do so much more for my city. And at that time, there were some issues that we would constantly be reporting with some of our elected leaders. And I decided at that time, you know what? You only live once, right? Go big or go home. had a promising career. I had all this. I had a little bit of money in savings. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go big or go home. I'm going to go run for United States Congress. Okay.
Yeah.
And I got sent home.
Yeah.
Okay. That time I got sent home. But it did kind of open the door for me to get into public service. I had great role models, many strong women who always supported me. And they were like, look, if you really want to get into public service, the right spot will come along. And I'm telling you, God works in amazing ways because like clockwork, the state rep seat where I was living in had a special election because the senator resigned, my state rep ran for state senate, won, and my seat, the seat I lived in, opened. And that's how I initially got into elected office. I was a state representative for District 93, which is essentially downtown, Central City, Tremé, parts of the French Quarter at the time. So that's how I initially got into elected office. Yeah.
Wow.
Never in a million years would I have thought that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it like I said, just God puts you on these paths that you never imagined in your life.
Absolutely.
So what is left to do finally, like to finish cleaning up after Hurricane Katrina?
We still have so much work to do, but it's more than just like, what do we have to do as far as things that were damaged that need to be fixed or rebuilt? Because like Charity is going to get redeveloped. It's going to be no longer a hospital, but it's going to get redeveloped. We're working on that now. Same thing with Mercy Hospital, no longer a hospital, but it's going to be a new development. So those things are going to be done. But remember, the work continues on the inequities that were there during Katrina that are still there now, where, we have to do all possible to provide as many opportunities for people to succeed. And that's what my administration is really about. Like, how do we do that? For example, this past Friday, we were under the Claiborne Bridge because we have a lot of food trucks that are setting up there. And we want to make sure that the people have the right vendor permits and that they have information about permits. But then we want to make sure that we're also providing the right types of permits for new entrepreneurs who are coming up. That it's like, we want to find a way for you to be able to operate legally on whatever your talent may be. Like, we want to figure out that path. And so, like, that's really important. Instead of saying, like, no, it's not allowed.
Right.
Wait a second. Like, if you are an amazing cook, a baker, if you're a chef, like, we want to figure out, and you want to sell your product, like, we should figure out what is that path to get you there. Who knows where it will lead beyond that, right?
Absolutely.
So anyway, so that's what we work on every single day. Like, how do we create as many opportunities for people as possible? And that even goes beyond that. I mean, how do we find, the next superstar football player in our Nord facilities, right?
Absolutely.
Expanding opportunities for our youth through Nord, making sure we create different partnerships so that we don't leave any child behind, so that we make sure that, that we have enough opportunities for our girls. I hear that all the time. When there are resources for Nord, guess where it goes? To the boys. What about the girls? And so those are the things that we're tackling.
Absolutely. So fast forward to today, Madam Mayor. You've been in office almost a year now, and I wonder, what are you most proud of as of right now?
Gosh, what am I most proud of? Look, I'll have to say this. I'm really proud of my team. I have a phenomenal, just dedicated team that truly cares about the people of this city. And they work round the clock, they really do, to make our city a better place and to address the things that we talked about before. But the other thing that I really appreciate about them, and this is how I operate as well, is that we are glass half full type of people, meaning that we always stay positive. We are like, how are we going to solve the problem? We can solve the problem. We will get the job done. Like, my leadership team, people who work for me, are not people who are like, no, this is never going to happen. No, we're not. Like, no, like, I don't have room for that. Like, that's not how you get stuff done.
Yeah.
And the city of New Orleans is a wonderful, amazing, remarkable city that is beloved here, across the state, across the country, and across the world. But New Orleans isn't just about a city that needs to survive, it needs to thrive. And we're going to get that done.
Absolutely.
So what about something that you hope to get done soon?
Look, let me tell you. Let me tell you what soon is. Okay, soon. First, we work with urgency all the time, nonstop, all the time. Work with urgency. I mean, that's why I got elected. It's like people were waiting too long for progress. So, like, let's get things done. So, the main things that we're working on right now is the things that have been broken for too long, and that's like the basic stuff. Like our roads are terrible. So fixing our roads.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah. So today, well, that's a good question. Yeah. So today, for example, first we've hired 36 new public works employees who are just working on roads. Okay. I'm going to hire another 15. And those employees today, they were getting trained on mill and overlay work. So that is where you scrape the whole street and then you put the asphalt back and then you pack it all in so you smooth out the whole street. Yeah. The city has been contracting all of that work out. And so if we're able to do some of that work in-house now with our 50 guys or so and smooth out blocks of street all across the city and then give the contractors just the really big projects, y'all, that is transformative. Yeah. I mean, transformative. It's more than just like filling potholes because you know how it is. You fill potholes, but guess what? Like the asphalt will eventually like wash away. The street's all bumpy still because of all the different pothole patches. Yeah. This is a complete smooth out of the streets, and we're going to start doing that work by the end of this year.
Gotcha. Yeah. So look, something me and Tyrell are really passionate about community centers, right? And you mentioned Nord.
Yes.
I grew up under Nord, and I don't think I would have been half of the honey badger had I not played with Nord. I wonder, under your administration, like, will that be sort of a focus? I remember when I was a kid, right? And those were places that I went. They kept me safe.
Yes.
They kept me encouraged. I was able to sort of dream and envision a life that, that wasn't in front of me, right?
That's right.
And, obviously we want the same for these young kids growing up. So I wondered, like, how important is that part to you?
Huge focus.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what's happening with that. So first, we just did a coaches roundtable because we wanted to hear from the coaches directly on like some of the things that they saw were lacking and needed to be improved. And that's actually where we heard again that that really there wasn't enough for our girls. Okay. So then we were also, of course, listening to community, and community was constantly like, Helena, you got to check out just some of the maintenance stuff in some of our main parks. I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'll go out there myself, and I'm going to bring all the city departments with me. Yeah. So when we see what's broken, I know who to point to so that we can go get it fixed. So we toured 3 parks. This was maybe 2 weeks ago or so, and we're working on those repairs. Because, look, some of these are cosmetic things, like minor maintenance things, but they go a long way. Like if you're going to a park and you've got all rusted out picnic tables and benches, like what? You're not going to want to eat your lunch there. So it's like, so just like paint these things, get these things nice, fix the bathrooms. Right. The bathrooms were like a disaster. But then you're also talking about the programming piece.
Yes.
So making sure that we have all different types of sports and opportunities and look, things change. Like, for example, when I was coming up, e-games were not like a big thing. But now we're adding e-games and opportunities to do e-games over at Milne and at other locations so that kids can gather and do that. We need to do more when it also comes to even the arts, whether it's community theater, whether it's dance, all those different things are also really important. Look, I wasn't that great of an athlete, but I loved music and I love arts, and we need to make sure that all kids have all types of different opportunities to do things that they can enjoy.
Oh, yeah. So New Orleans has hosted 11 Super Bowls.
I mean, we are a Super Bowl city.
We are a Super Bowl city.
Like we
That's
number
right.
one.
Yeah, right. The Superdome alone has had 8 of them.
Yeah.
So what makes New Orleans the best city to host a Super Bowl?
Well, first of all, we're just the best city all around. So we'll start there.
Agree.
But then we're the best city to have a Super Bowl because, one, we are always such a welcoming city, such a hospitable city. Mm-hmm. We've got the best food, the best music, the best architecture. We're a gorgeous city, and we're walkable. So all around, all the different, from the Dome to different restaurants to where you want to go, even if you want to go explore all the different neighborhoods throughout our city, it's like you can walk or you take a quick, streetcar ride or it's not, everything's close.
Yeah.
Everything's close.
Yeah. So with that being said, we should be the permanent city.
Oh, I think that'd be great. Look, you probably got more connections than I do. Let me know what we need to
So
do.
look, I know we're in the running to host again, I believe, in 2031.
2031
right?
is when we're looking at it. Yes.
Should we, now we know Miss Benson. I played with the Saints a couple years ago.
That's right.
But I know she put some money into the Superdome, right? Renovations. Do you expect more, or do you
What
think
I
the Superdome is
what
on
I do
track?
expect, and I do hope it happens, is really renovations around the Superdome for Smoothie King, Champion Square, and really the whole downtown area, like a transformation of the downtown area so that we have, and even the building that you're in right now, like this building, we're dealing with a committee right now that's looking into what is the future of City Hall. Do I renovate this building? Does this building come down? Do I go into existing buildings already downtown? All of that is part of what could the transformation of downtown New Orleans look like. And we could be just an unbelievable, like thriving downtown, I mean, just like the connectivity around it, like could be improved. And anyway, I think there's so much potential, but
I can see it.
I know. So I do know that negotiations are going on right now for the renovations of like Smoothie King along with Champion Square and that whole area, and really just like opening it all up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, now we appreciate you, Mayor. We know you're super busy, and we've enjoyed to sit down with you. I think speaking from someone that's born and raised here, that lives here. It's cool to sort of have this forward thinking administration, people that care, right? Because a lot of times, politicians, we don't really, we don't always think they care about us, right? And so it's good to see like the things you've been preaching and saying, even the people you have working for you, some of these people I know, right? So we appreciate it. We really do. Hats off to you. So good luck going forward.
Look, like I said, we're working hard, and we do this because we love this city, and we want to make this city a better place for the people who live here, but more importantly for the kids in our city, and make sure that they have a great future ahead of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, madam.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Good to see you all.
All right, guys. I want to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor, FanDuel, who helped makes In The Bayou possible.
Baseball fans, think you know who's hitting the home run today? FanDuel is giving you a free chance to call your shot with daily dingers. Joining the action is easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting the home run in their game, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost on your next bet for a chance at extra winnings.
You've got nothing to lose and a lot to gain. And don't forget, you can make a free pick every day during the MLB season. It's just another reason why FanDuel is the home for home runs.
So, are you ready to play your game today? Join all the action at FanDuel.com to play daily dingers and make your free pick on who is hitting the home run.
Play ball and swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB.
Okay, Tyrann, today I want to ask about a specific award, the biggest award, the most important award, MVP. Who you got in the MVP race? Who you think can edge out, and win that award? We seen the old guy, Matthew Stafford, come away with it.
Yeah. I think FanDuel got it right. I think Josh Allen, Stafford, and Mahomes, I think those are like the safest bets.
Yeah.
Like I would assume. I'm gonna go with somebody like out of the top 5. And I'm picking this guy because I think he just has a perfect situation. Like he has a head coach that's just very, very aggressive. Mm-hmm. The team is getting better. Mm-hmm. And they've been competing. They made the playoffs. And it's the Chicago Bears. I think Caleb Williams. Okay. Like he's on the Madden cover.
Yeah.
So
C-Dub.
I don't know if the Madden curse still exists. I think Mahomes kind of put it to bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but he won the Super Bowl after it. So I mean, in my opinion, I think if Caleb Williams can continue to play well, and remember, if they're able to win 10, 11, 12 games, mm-hmm. and he's able to sort of make those wild plays that we've kind of seen him make the last few years, mm-hmm. I think he can be an easy lock. But obviously he has to have a great year. But I think the situation he's in with the right head coach, like he's gonna have opportunities to like really put up great numbers. So,
Well, I think I'm gonna go with the guy who got to prove it the most. I think Josh Allen got to prove it the most.
Josh,
I think he got to prove it the most because I mean, and it has so many changes, and one thing consistent is he is there, but you have not gotten over that hump. And
yeah, I mean,
I think this would be the year he get over that hump. You know, that's my guy I play with on Madden, so.
Yeah, I mean,
it is what it is.
I mean, like I said, I think obviously Josh Allen is, like he's the guy because he's gonna put up a ton of fantasy points. He's gonna throw the ball all over the yard.
Yeah,
he could use his legs.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, I guess that's a safe pick. But like I said, I expect Caleb Williams to sort of keep ascending. And so we'll see though. We'll see how it goes. See how it all unfolds.
Yeah.
21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus in D.C., Kentucky, and Wyoming. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. Call 1-8778-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 1-877-770-7867 in Louisiana.
Again, man, we want to thank the mayor for stopping by on In The Bayou podcast today. I mean, that was definitely an experience of a lifetime. And so we thank her. We thank her staff for giving us the time and, really just invading their space, man.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. But we talked about Katrina, right? And, I know for me and you, that was something that we had to live through. I wonder, like how much of that, like, sort of sticks with you, like, right? Like, because, right, it's like pre-Katrina and then it's like post-Katrina.
Correct.
Right? It's like two different worlds, right?
Well, I actually went through the same thing in 2017. They had a tornado, came through New Orleans East, ripped up my whole house.
Yeah.
A guy called me. He was like, "Man, they got a tornado out in the East." I'm like, "What tornado? Like, we don't have them down there." Like, he was like, "Man, your dog out." I was like, "Man, just put it up for me." He was like, "All right, Man, I made it to the East, and by the time I got home, there was no more home.
No more home.
No more home. So the little stuff that we did was able to pack and save, that was reminiscent of
Katrina.
Hurricane Katrina, so
Absolutely, man.
I went through that shit twice.
Yeah, I think, man, for me, it was about 12, 13.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it was about 13.
School wasn't always important, right?
Yeah,
And so we used to love when hurricanes come.
Right. We know we
get some free vacation,
yes.
right? Like we ain't got to go to school. And for me, initially, that's what we treated it as. And I remember leaving. We kind of left late, I think we left like 10 hours before landfall. And so we was kind of stuck in traffic, a bit because, historically, man, like we don't really evacuate, right? Like people
we ride it out.
They ride it out. They find a way to sort of, what people used to do back in the day was whoever had the biggest house, right? They had to host the family.
Right, everybody come on over.
I know the mayor, we speak with the mayor earlier, and she was talking about how her and her staff was, like 10 people to 2 rooms, right? And like that's how it was for us. Every time a hurricane came. What I remember the most though, man, I remember that car ride, out of New Orleans. And like I said, man, I remember riding the car with my older cousins and stuff, and we playing music, we joking, right? We're not really thinking it's serious, right?
Yeah.
And by the time we got to Alexandria, Louisiana, which is a little further north than New Orleans, like we had to like live in a shelter for like 3 weeks, and like at that point, right, like we know, man, like it's serious, right, and it's real. And what messed me up even more was that we left Alexandria, then we had to go to Houston, right, and like I thought, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, man, why are we leaving Louisiana, right? Like we was straight, they was feeding us, we had somewhere to sleep. Yeah. But I think with the situation, man, like I think like our parents and adults, like they didn't know when we was gonna be able to come back,
right?
To New Orleans. Yeah. And man, like I remember that, I remember getting to the apartment complex in Houston, and obviously all the adults And shout out Texas and Arkansas.
yeah.
And,
You know, they held us
all
down.
those surrounding states because they definitely accommodated us, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like not even just like from a housing perspective, but man, they allowed us to get in school.
Right.
They allowed credits and stuff to be transferred over, and
I went to high school.
yeah, man. I I was in what is that, man?
It was 8th grade.
Right outside of Houston. Yeah, bro, that was the first time too, because in New Orleans, it's like, all our schools look the same.
Right.
They're not big, right? And
lost
probably
in them
very few of them got gyms and football fields. And man, I remember pulling up to that school. I think it was like a junior high school in Texas, and I'm like, yo, what is this school?
Right. They got 2 fields.
I'm like, bro, this look like a college, So. Yeah, brother, I remember that. But shout out to the people, in Texas, man. They definitely did, welcome us and try their best to sort of, and the people too. Right? Because we so used to being hospitable and, letting people come, live with us. It was cool to see other people
reach that hand out.
Return that favor.
We felt that love. We needed
it. Looking back, right? Like, what do you think it is we still need to rebuild? Because if you from New Orleans, if you live here, you drive around and you still see memories of Katrina, right? Like you might be in the CBD, right? And you'll see just this abandoned property,
right? It's a lot of blighted properties.
Like the hotel I stayed at on the corner of Claiborne and Canal Street,
it's still still boarded up.
Boarded up. And I'm like, so it's stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's so many blighted properties, man. You go driving the Ninth Ward and you just like
thousands of them.
Before Katrina, this shit was live and well. I mean, this was people down here. It was like literally like a whole nother city. The Lower Ninth Ward was like a whole nother city.
East, man. Like I remember growing up, and by the time I moved with my adopted parents in the East, man, like. The East was for like middle class people.
Yeah. You never had a little paper.
The East was, if you got some money, that's where you moved to.
Yeah, that's where the air was good,
And now I feel like, since Katrina, the city has not really taken.
It's just a pushback. It's going further and further. So now, like where the middle class is now, it's kind of like Slidell. You go Slidell, you go towards Shellmat,
Yeah,
they're pushing back that way versus the East. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what it seemed like that most people are going. Now.
Yeah, I mean, but I remember the East, man. And if you drive through the East nowadays, right? Like abandoned houses.
Yes,
I mean,
not
poverty,
like
right? Like stop signs. Street lights don't work, and no stop signs. And I mean, it's low key Wild West. You
gotta be careful out there,
no
baby.
Police patrol.
Yeah, you gotta be careful out there, baby.
I mean, like, I don't remember the East being that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm hoping at some point. I know the mayor. And we didn't talk about it today, but I've watched a few of her press conferences where like the East is that's an important like task for her. Like she want to see that revived. Like I said, man, we had schools, playgrounds, we had malls, movie theaters. I mean, Lowe's, Home Depots. Like, I mean, it was enough jobs. You know what I mean for everybody to sort of stay busy. So I'm hoping and praying, man, that at some point we could really get back to that. With New Orleans East.
Man, what's something that you lost in Katrina that
man,
you just cannot get back?
You know what, man? My sons, my kids. Man, I tell them a lot of stories, right? And it's a lot of them. They kind of skeptical, right? And I'm trying to like Tyrann, right? He just hit home runs, and he played all-star teams, and I'll be telling them like, "Yo, I was way colder than you," right? And he like. You don't play baseball. I'm like, yes, I did. I was like, actually, I was better at baseball than football.
Right.
And Katrina took all my keepsakes. They took all my memories.
Yeah,
and
that's what I
like
said.
All
the
the
trophies
and
pictures
and plaques, like all those things, man. That you want to pass to your kids, right? Or you want them to be able to sort of, soak in it, man. That bothered me for a long time.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Right?
I had I'll never forget I had an uncle who worked offshore, So when he come on shore, he used to have his little rolling money, and he used to give his nieces and nephews $2 bills. So my mama used to do, she used to take them, write our name on it, write the date on it, and she used to save them.
Yeah. And all that's gone.
All that's gone. So it's like, there's a lot of things that you think about that you can't give your kids that, growing up, you was like, oh man, this meant a lot to you.
Too, man, because by the time I moved with my my uncle, my aunt, my adopted parents, like they were living in Spring Lake.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And Spring Lake at that point was a pretty good subdivision.
Shit was like the neighborhood.
The guy
that
across
Will
the
Smith
street,
lived in.
exactly. The guy across the street from us, he was like big time landscape guy. Cedric Richmond, who was a congressman, he stayed in the neighborhood. Like it was police chiefs from Shell Met, Slidell, like they was next door, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember that, bro. Like I remember that. I'm like, yo, that is like, it just upended all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what those people is. I just saw Cedric like a couple months ago, right? But a lot of those other people from that neighborhood, man, like I haven't seen them in years.
Yeah.
And you hope they doing well. You hope everything's good. But,
yeah, for sure.
I know they lost just as much as probably more, than we lost. But I remember going back home, and at the time, my parents, they had like this two-story house, right? And man, we thinking, man, we good, right? Because like right before we left, we tried to bring everything upstairs, right? And but man, like when we got back, bro, we realized, man, it was like 16 feet of water. And I remember standing in front of the house trying to measure like 16.
Right.
Like, that much water, right? Like it's hard to sort of wrap your head around, man.
You see it and you know what's going on. Yeah.
But yeah, man, that storm, bro, that storm took more than memories.
Yeah, it took more than memories.
I'm saying? It really took a piece of your life.
Yeah, for sure.
Gonna
carry that forever.
Yeah, bro. And we some of the fortunate ones.
Yeah.
That
and that's just the resiliency
push
that's in
through
us.
and prevail. But I know a lot of dudes our age that come up with us.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that storm altered their life.
Yep.
Forever.
For sure.
And that's some of the pain that storm.
And also, I wasn't able to march. I was supposed to be marching with the Marching 100 my 8th grade year.
Guy's a bandmate. This man's a band member.
My mom was actually a bus driver. It was coming down Esplanade. It was storming, raining.
But shout out to Marching 100, right? My oldest brother Tyrann was.
I was like, God.
Y'all play the same instruments,
like,
so I can't hate on you too much. But
Jamboree is canceled. I was like, what?
Yeah, man.
Damn. I never had a chance to march for the Marching 100. I never had a chance. My 9th grade year through our high school, sports was it. Never got my chance. So yeah, Katrina took away my band rights.
So look, I'll tell you this, but I'll tell you this in front of our people, right? I know nobody never told you this, but I'm sorry you couldn't play. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, I needed that, bro.
I know you really, really wanted to do that.
Yeah, that was one of my feats for life. Like, because in New Orleans, we're a big music city, man.
Yeah,
we're a big music
Mardi Gras
city.
is important, bro. Right?
Yeah.
Mardi Gras bringing so much money.
Come on, man.
Right?
That season is just a season in itself. Like,
yeah. I got an idea with Mardi Gras. I should have told the mayor this. We should extend Mardi Gras 2 weeks.
We said that. Like, they said that.
Yeah,
like,
we should make Mardi Gras like a month-long carnival, like.
It should be like the whole month of February.
Just cash out.
A whole month.
The city will be straight.
March,
for the rest of the year. That's how much money they bring in for Mardi Gras. But yeah, man. Nah, bro. Oh, man. This was fun, man. This is really, really a good season, though, man. We enjoyed it, man. There's a lot of ups and downs. A lot of learning, right?
A lot of stuff we had to work through. Yeah.
Had some big guests, though, man. I think a few people, man, we couldn't imagine us, like, sitting down with them. You know what I mean? And it was good to sit down with, some of the people that we did, man. Remember our Mac interview?
Yeah.
Like, and just all that, having Larry on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just DC. so many good people. DC.
Our New Orleans Saints starting quarterback.
Yeah. The mayor. Right?
Mayor.
Yeah. Tyrann, King Zulu.
Hey.
He gonna never forget that. He gonna take that with him to the next life. You know what I'm saying?
We'll never forget that.
But nah, man, I'm excited, man. So look, all you guys man, y'all the OG fans, right?
Yeah.
Y'all the ones that sort of put up with us, the mistakes and the errands and right, just all that sort of stuff. But man, we excited about season 2. We excited, man, to really like put all the chips on the table, and we excited to continue to grow this podcast and continue to bring more and more people, along for the ride with us, man. It's been, like I said, it's been a fun ride. It's been a hell of an experience. And like I said, man, continue to talk and meet people that that love the place you live, right? That's what it's all about. And so, man, shout out FanDuel for sponsoring us and being the number one support team, right? And shout out Ben, shout out all our people,
Man,
right?
shout out
Jacob,
season
man,
one.
like we here.
It's wrapped up, you know what I'm saying? Season 2 is on the horizon.
It was
Don't
fun.
blink.
Don't blink. I don't know. We
Don't
still gonna
blink.
be at the big house, but hopefully, hopefully FanDuel set us up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And,
hey, we
you know
gonna
what
be
I
on
mean?
the
And then we can move from the house to the garage.
right
You
from
feel
the
me?
garage to the
Right.
dock. We can go to the dock. Hey.
So we all good, man. But we appreciate
Yes.
y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Season 1, like I said, man, and man, we looking forward to season 2. So we got some heat. We're gonna bring the smoke, and we're gonna keep getting better for y'all.
And I know one person who everybody wants to see. I can't tell y'all. Y'all gonna
don't
see him.
tell him that,
Y'all
but
gonna see him. Y'all gonna see him. Though.
He gonna be here season 2. So most of y'all right on time. So check it out, man. Peace.